Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoyed these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a timepiece that is finding increased favor over a decade after this model here was produced, a timepiece 39mm in stainless steel. This is the late great original size Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Chronograph, reference 25860ST, a watch that debuted back at Basel World 1997, back when AP exhibited at Basel, and as of 2012 the 41mm watch has taken over in the chronograph class. Now while a 38 has returned as of 2019, a lot of folks simply prefer the original Gerald Genta 39. The size has always been correct, proportionally, dimensionally, and ergonomically for wrists my size. My 16cm circumference wrist wears this Royal Oak Chronograph quite easily, this late F-series watch being 39mm in diameter and reasonably slim in profile, 11.2mm. It is bigger than its stated size, and that's the case for every Royal Oak. As you can see, from lug to lug, the watch measures a 49.5mm, so you got to consider this one almost like a 41 or a 42mm round watch. The timepiece is easy to wear with a bracelet that is supple and beautifully finished. And if you take a quick look at the bracelet, you can see that for which you're paying when you buy a Royal Oak, especially on a full bracelet. This is how Genta envisioned it. It's fun on a strap, but you should always have the bracelet first and foremost. Hand finished with a bevel that diminishes at the mid case, and you can see how it wraps around the crown guard structure and then swells again at the lug hood. Continued perfectly aligned from link to link. You can even see that there's detail finish where you'd ordinarily never see it. In between the intermediate links, you can see those polished ends as you roll the bracelet through the light. Perfectly aligned satin finish on the top, and as you can see, vertical satin finish on the flanks. Big gaps on the underside to vent the wrist on a hot day, and as you can see, Audemars Piguet always doing things the right way. The removable links are fixed by screws, not pin sleeves, as you'll find on today's Patek Philippe watches. This was the single fold, high polished AP logo style clasp. You can see that it features a trigger release system, so you pull the AP trigger back to release the clasp, and the clasp itself is quite solid. It's the same spec that would have been fitted to a Royal Oak offshore at the time. It's also beautiful to look at, and as you can see, the AP is nicely curved to trace the arc of the underside of your wrist. The case is in excellent condition. You can still see the crisp character lines continuing from bezel through mid-case through case back, perfectly aligned and still sharply defined. The hairline expression of the bezel gasket, always a discrete styling component of these Royal Oaks. If you get real close, you can see AP's way has always been to fix the bracelet or the strap to the case with screws, so there are no spring bars here. That's the more secure, upscale, and slightly more expensive but worthwhile way to fix a high-priced luxury watch bracelet to a high-priced luxury watch. The bezel, octagonal, rounded off with the conventional satin finish on the top, polish on the flanks. You'll also note the recessed white gold bezel bolts, hexagonal. People always ask how to get them aligned. They're bolts, not screws. There's a counter-threaded screw on the opposite side that holds it in, and you can see they feature the same hexagonal pattern as both the crown and the chronograph pushers. Now the chronograph pushers on this model are screw down. It's 50 meters water resistant. The crown is screw down, and the chronograph caliber that's inside, underneath the solid caseback, is a Frederic Piguet 1185, doing business as Audemars Piguet caliber 2385. It's a 37 joule 40-hour automatic with a vertical clutch and column wheel architecture. It has both of those refinements. It's adjusted in 5 positions. It features high horology hand finished unidirectional winding and a 21,600 vibration per hour beat rate. It has a quick set, though it does not feature stop seconds, and as you can see on the dial side, the watch features the desirable blue galvanized Grand Tapisserie dial. It is a hobnail pattern that is cut on a pantograph. Back when this watch was made in the mid-2000s, it would have been made at Stern Frere, which was a Richemont company building these dials for Audemars Piguet on the pantograph lathe, which is a 19th century engine that takes a large template and transcribes it onto the dial blank itself. The hobnails are the obvious part, but there's a lovely fine texture to this dial that's worth looping. You can see the blob or lozenge style indices, triangular index up at 12 o'clock. We're well into the era of luminova here, so this one still glows. White varnished hands, and then sunken sub-registers for chronograph hours, chronograph minutes, and constant seconds, each with its own polished chapter ring. And I should mention that the blue dials then and now were always the least common of the serial production dial options, as the galvanizing process wasn't always successful and the rejection rate in general was quite high for the blue dial. This is the one to own, the perfect size, stainless steel, blue dial, first generation Royal Oak Chronograph. See it and make it yours on the watch box. Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Chronograph. The column wheel makes the chronograph crisp to actuate. The vertical clutch means it starts without stagger or jump, and this chronograph can be run continuously with no hazard to the movement. See it and make it yours by the light of day on the watch box.